Hey everybody, welcome to this B1 English listening practice video. You can use this video to practice your listening and comprehension as I speak. Before we start, remember to download the Listening Time podcast, and if you need my specialized training to help you improve your listening, then become a member at patreon.com/listening time. If you become a member, then you'll get my seminars where I train you to listen more effectively and understand native speakers when they speak fast. And if you become a Listening Time family member, you receive my experience podcast episodes, which will help you reach an equivalent level of listening. Okay, today I'm gonna continue talking about American culture. This video will be a part 2 to the last B1 video I made. So let's jump right in and examine a few more important elements of American culture. The first one I want to talk about is the tendency for Americans to hold people and things to a high standard. What do I mean by this? Well, Americans often demand excellence, and when we don't get it, we often complain. For example, when Americans experience autonomous customer service can leave an impact on them, they might write a negative review online about that establishment, and they probably won't ever go there again if they don't have to. I'll be honest, I have this tendency as well. I don't leave negative reviews, but when I receive bad service at a store or restaurant, I get annoyed. I know it's not great to have this reaction, and I'm trying to get better at it. However, sometimes I can't help but it gets a little ticked off when I'm paying for a service, and yet the worker is lacking off or has a bad attitude. So, of course, you can imagine how frustrating it can sometimes be for me to deal with workers at public institutions. And most Americans would agree with me on this. We demand excellence, and when we often disappointed when we don't get it. Okay, the next cultural element I want to talk about is competition. In the US, there's competition everywhere. This aspect of American culture has its positives and negatives. In terms of economics, science, and technology, this competitive atmosphere has resulted in a lot of good things. There are many people who want to create the best product, or they want to be the first one to discover something new. And so a lot of advancement, technology, and wealth is created in the US. As consumers, we love the fact that companies compete with each other to give us the best product or service at a lowest price. And it's awesome to see experts compete to come out with the newest game-changing technology. But of course, this competitiveness can sometimes be a negative thing. People can feel a ton of pressure to be better than others, and they might feel indicative if they don't measure up. So I think it's important to maintain the healthy level of competition without going overboard. Alright, the last cultural element I want to talk about is pretty funny one. In the US, many people like big things. A lot of foreigners notice this really quickly when they travel to the US for the first time. For example, there are a ton of big cars and trucks on the road, and the roads themselves are big. Also, when you order food at restaurants, the portions are usually bigger than portions in other countries, and a lot of people like to buy things in bulk too, which means that they buy huge batches and packets of food and other items. And I think in general, the US feels very big because it has a lot of wide open spaces. So I guess you could say that overall things are bigger in America. Alright, so that's all for today. Leave a comment and tell me if there are any other cultural elements in the US that you find interesting. Remember to download my free Listening Time podcast and click on the link below in the description below to become a member so you can receive my specialized training which will help you understand native speakers. And if you want to reach an advanced level of listening, then become a listening family member so you can receive my experience podcast episodes. Also, subscribe to the channel, click on the bell, and follow us on Instagram. I'll see you next time.